know that Will Smith, Jaden, he Bryshere and he Meek Mills, and you know it, Bilal.
There's clearly a lot going on with Bryce, but only he can tell the full truth when he's ready. Some compare his situation to Orlando Brown and Ras B, saying the industry exploits young men and then silences them. Many believe Bryce should sue for more than $50 million, while others blame his mother for taking the alleged deal. What do you think? Did Diddy really do this? And did his mother sell him out? Let me know in the comments.
They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Jaguar Wright claims that Bryce Gay's mother made a secret $10 million deal with Diddy, selling her son under the pretense of mentorship. Instead of guidance, Bryce was allegedly exploited, blackballed, and pushed into disturbing encounters, while never seeing a dime of the money. Jaguar also alleges that Bryce, introduced to Diddy by manager Charlie Mack, ended up in both Diddy and Will Smith's circle, where he was used rather than mentored.
And when I say Andy, I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'm gonna kick you in your pussy and then I'm gonna go to work North Philly style. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You CI.
Jaguar Wright wasn't done spilling the tea about Diddy and Will. In a later explosive interview, she accused Bryce's mother, Andrea, of being part of the plan to hand him over, while many believed manager Charlie Mack had no idea what was time happening. Jaguar claimed he was fully aware, and Andrea actually approved it. According to her, Andrea accepted $10 million in exchange for Bryce being exploited by powerful industry men. To make matters worse, Jaguar alleged that Andrea even planned to use her son's trauma as material for a book, believing his suffering would create a tragic story that audiences would want to hear from a mother's perspective.
Came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago safe, to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gate. You and Charlie Mack.
Jaguar also revealed that Andrea once came to her begging for help with Bryce. She claimed she even advised Andrea to get Bryce away from Charlie Mack, since he was the one who introduced him to Diddy and Will. But instead of protecting her son, Andrea did nothing and allegedly allowed them to continue exploiting Bryce in their so-called freak-offs.
They're trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay, okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson and Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and they and she let Charlie tune that boy up, well, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filth. You're a big old and they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Jaguar claims that Bryce has now been pushed into selling explicit content for little money, while secretly being encouraged to pursue this path so people will see him as unstable. According to her, this is a tactic to discredit him before he cued. He files a lawsuit against Diddy and Will, ensuring no one takes him seriously. She added that this mental illness trick has long been used to silence victims, and sadly, Bryce is one of them. Jaguar even went as far as alleging the existence of a secret tape involving Justin Bieber, Will Jaden, Diddy, and Bryce.
You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Now, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
For those wondering about the lawsuit Jaguar mentioned, reports surfaced a few months ago that Bryce was preparing to file a $50 million case against Diddy. A blind item even hinted at it, suggesting that a well-known male victim was about to come forward against the mogul. But just before the lawsuit could move forward, Bryce suddenly pulled back and launched his OnlyFans. Career instead making, it seemed like something happened to change his mind. Actor Terrence Howard later fueled the claims, saying in an interview that young men in the industry were being exploited under the guise of mentorships and acting contracts, and that once they gave in, they were never the same again.